The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. 16 yards.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16 yards.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the second round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone?
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. This is Ingram on first and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Ravens touchdown.
You can motion snap now?
Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
Is good.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Browns, nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for.
For first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, first and 10 at their 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. That one is caught by Hunt. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, you know, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, you know, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either
bet we win tomorrow?
try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
At the 44-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Yes.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
He's on the Vikings,
only
right?
punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now Brown. Pretty well.
Yo, Justin Jefferson's getting busy, though. Bro,
No, I can't go. Sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Brings up.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he's got Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, them toes ain't no joke. Them toes.
That's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can
Yo, them
stand up and
toes
make
ain't
a
no
play. It's only a
joke.
3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Jackson, option right.
You serious, bro?
Doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one good for 33 and a first. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Browns nothing.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
There's not much that's perfect in
Who's
football.
walking
That's
that
about as
screen?
close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was that.
Who's
Last
watching
one
that
was.
screen?
Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Jalen Mills in on the stop. But you might remember Nick Chubb, he had a heck of a game last year in Week 4 in what turned out to be a 40-25 Browns win over these Ravens. He finished with 165 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Of course, never fear for the Ravens, though. After that loss, they went on a run. They would win their next 12 in a row to finish the regular season at 14-2. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
7-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 9.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Ingram. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
On the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 18. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end and went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Down at the 13-yard.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
To Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
The extra point is good.
And he's able to put it through.
The score, Ravens 21, Browns nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Mayfield to throw it this time. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Mayfield on first down. And he completes it to Hunt. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. This pass complete to Higgins. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Higgins.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A first down throw for Mayfield. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Matt Judon. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar?
Looking up at the lights, and he muffs it. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. Now this will make it into the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Play fake. Mayfield. Down Mayfield lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Makes the score. Ravens.
Tucker with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty
Yo, is my
possession,
mic working?
put the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum.
Yo,
and when they take
your
it
mic
downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 13. It's a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds.
2nd down.
4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs. Mayfield off the play fake. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Marquise Brown on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Back to Brown, this time complete. The 30, 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 81 yards, and the Ravens continue to pour it on. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That was play safety
not
being
be
sold.
returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And he fires one that's
Sitter's getting his ass bust,
it's
bro. Yo, man, he's throwing me picks.
Whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you.
Sitter's
And that
getting
may
his
have been
ass
what happened
bust.
there.
Yo, he's throwing me picks, like using picks. Yo, Cleveland is my second home. Like, come on, man. Like, stop, hey.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Fit. Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Yo, did I post this in the group chat? I don't even think I posted this in the
He
group
can
chat.
run for it, and he will. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Tucker's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think
Oh,
that now
11 rushes for
it's
26
much
yards
more
for Chubb.
in their head. And what I
Stuff.
mean by that is just what you
He's
said.
doing
You
this
go over the
wildcat.
changes. I bet
It's
they were
not
pretty
working.
clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find
Told you,
something,
bro. All I
some
needed
spark
was a play, bro.
somewhere.
I told you that
And
from the
so
beginning
far,
of Madden.
just
You
being
wasn't
calm
beating
hasn't
me.
exactly worked.
They
told
need
you
any spark at this point.
Like, come
And
on,
not
bro.
a
Use
lot
a hit.
doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now third
Told
down
you.
is
I
looming. A
told Sid,
pickup of
bro.
2
I
on
told
first down and
Sid,
just
bro. I
1
told
yard
Sid.
there.
I told Sid.
Third and
He's not beating
Third
me.
down
You
now.
can't beat
Those
me.
last 2 plays indicative
Told
of
him
how
that.
things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground
You don't
and
wanna listen to
struggling
me.
to put up points.
I'm not hyped, but he's talking all the time. Like, it's the same thing from game 1. It's 38-3. He can't score him.
Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
You can't
Shoving
run
a
the
carry
ball.
on first down.
You
It's
can't
not
pass
going
the
to
ball.
yield much, maybe a yard. It's second down.
I'm not even run over
You know
Lamar
that old
either.
expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Oh, wow.
And he is
Wow.
into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now.
You gotta get those guys. It's all
I guess
right.
when you look back on
Still
it, it
not
was just a
blown out
matter of
there,
time
but
until he
it's all right.
popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where
Caught
it
me
felt
like
like he
that.
might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down
Hey.
shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard
Damn,
line.
bro. Hello?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Ingram. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his second touchdown.
Can you be on the
of
mic when
game
he
and
loses? Like, I
fifth
want
on
to
the
hear
year,
him.
as his guys continue to put
He's
this
losing.
one out of reach.
Always on the mic when he's winning, but never on the mic when he's losing. Like, what are you at? It's
45.
not even a close game. It's a blowout.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not
Run
only
the
have they done it,
same
they put
Wildcat,
themselves
bro.
in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done,
Man,
well, guess
crazy.
what? We
Still
see
on
the end
third,
result.
and he's
Right
still
now, they have their
on-
eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And again, it's Chubb. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
3rd and 11.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I played it when I made
This
that
game
play.
was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Wow. Got something to the block.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher. We've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
We went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Browns on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And
Wow, you caught that weak-ass pass?
Touchdown, Cleveland. Rashard Higgins.
Saw some
His
passes.
4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. And that'll cut the lead down to 28.
He's still in the party. Where's he at?
It's the score.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only
Yeah, he's
able
got
to
his
get
eyes
this
bugged,
to
right?
the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Ravens take over 1st and 10. At
He's
their own
getting cleaned right
19-yard
now,
line.
man.
I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, we're from Tel Aviv.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And a Raven first down.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Two yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
This time, Jackson will throw it. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
At his 48-yard
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, Jackson. He may try and run for this. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 24-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired, and he's got him on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
Come on, that's not a touchdown.
That is incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. From the gun, Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let me breathe for a minute, man. Let me breathe. Let me breathe for a minute.
Oh my God, you on the same page.
Let me breathe. It's too hot.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big 4th quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
At the 29-yard line.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 28. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He made his first attempt, this from 45.
He's so weak. Sid is so weak.
And this will split the uprights.
Saw the
It's
field
right down the
goal.
middle. And they'll get
So
back
the
3,
score
but
one
this
was
remains
bad.
a large deficit. Well, this one provided some good drama down to the very end. That last kickoff return, for a moment, thought he might break it, but in the end, they get the tackle and stop the drama.
You were starting to have more fun, weren't you?
Well, I was starting to stand up.
Yeah, you were into that one. Who knew? We thought maybe they might get that miracle finish that they were looking for. Didn't quite get it done.
So for the Ravens, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Huh? What? I didn't hear you. No. I forgot. I turned it on yesterday. Alright, I'm gonna turn it on tomorrow morning.